have good news to share with you. I hope you're enjoying your holidays, and as the deadline for the conversion of BRP to an eVisa is fast approaching, I'm talking about 31st of December 2024, the Home Office has been introducing different opportunities to ease the tension. They are putting different things in place, and I have good news for you. That's why I'm sharing this video. The Home Office has introduced a passenger 24/7 helpline, so that you need to have these numbers with you if you have any challenges at the borders. Now, I'm going to share this particular number. This is the video you need to share with your family and friends who hope to travel from the 31st of December 2024. You need to share this video with your family and friends. If you're at the airport now and you are having any challenges, I don't know when you'll be watching this video, just get ready to have a screenshot or write down this number. If you're meeting for the first time, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working, or studying in the UK. If you're interested in settling down in the UK, I share content on how to navigate the systems in the UK. There are so many applications that you need to fill: visa application, eVisa application, linking your passport to your eVisa application. There are just so many applications you have to do as an immigrant when you come into the UK. So this is what I do on this channel. I try to share a step-by-step guide on how you can navigate some of these things so that you can do it on your own. I am not an immigration advisor or consultant. I'm just here to share information so that you can navigate the systems in a better way. I want your transition into the UK to be as smooth as possible. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your love and support. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. Some time ago, I shared the news by The Guardian that says that many residents might experience challenges from the 1st of January 2024. As at that time, the airline staff were given access to the Home Office so they could check every passenger that passes through their system, and that was like a 24/7 hours access. But passengers were only allowed to have access to the Home Office to place any complaints only during daytime, and you can't even have access during the weekend. So it was from, I think, 9 to 6 or 9 to 5. The Home Office has changed that. They've introduced a 24 hours help service. This is for passengers going through airlines, you're going through the railway, or maybe you're on a cruise, whatever means of transportation that you're using to leave the UK or come into the UK, and you're having challenges with your eVisa, you can call these numbers. I'm going to put the numbers on your screen. My helpline is 0800 8766921 or 020 333 70927. So these are the numbers you can call, and the beautiful thing about this is that someone will be at the other end of the call to respond to your issues. However, they won't be able to tackle technical difficulties you're experiencing, and it says that this helpline will be open 24/7 from 9 a.m. GMT on 31st of December 2024. If you have challenges with technical issues, the helpline for that is quite different. It says calling the UK Visas and Immigration Resolution Center on 0300 790 6268 or plus 440 203 875 4669. So that is entirely different. If you have some challenges, you can contact the UK Visas and Immigration Resolution Center at those, using those numbers. Now, there's also a link here to lodge a complaint. I'm going to make this available to you. This is from the Commons Library, Parliament UK research. You know, this is just from the government website. I know many of us are so busy, we don't have time to do research on such things. That is why I'm here. I'm here to provide such information to you so that you can make use of it for your benefit. Seriously, I don't want you to be stuck at the borders or have challenges like some people that were under the windrush generation that couldn't even come back into the UK because there were challenges at the borders. That's why I'm sharing this. Another thing is, if you have problems with your eVisa, there's a way you can fill in the online form to report any error with your eVisa. So if the information on your eVisa is not correct, do not travel. Correct it before you leave the UK. And that's when you can contact the UK Visas and Immigration Resolution Center to try and tackle some of the issues. I've also shared a particular place where you can contact, like it's like a third party group also. They are called We Are Group. You call them, they can help you resolve any issues you might have, because many people are waiting last minute to complete this visa application, which is on the 31st of December 2024. There has been a lot of technical problems of late, but I just want you to know that if you're not able to complete your application by 31st of December 2024, don't worry, you can still use your expired BRP to complete that application. So you don't need to panic, you don't need to worry, everything is going to be okay. But it's just that they have not fixed a deadline for that. Even though you are allowed to use your expired BRP to convert your BRP to an eVisa and also link your passport. However, it does not mean that you should relax about this. Please do not just relax about this. Try your best to complete your application before that, but afterwards, keep trying and try to resolve this before you step out of the country, because you need to link your passport to your eVisa. Even on this particular place, they've also explained that you need to get a share code when you're traveling. They might ask you for things like this. They said that within the UK, people will still be able to use the online right to work and rent services to prove their rights once their BRP expires. So at least for a limited period. And they did not share how long that limited period is. You know, I've shared several videos on how you can generate your right to work, right to rent. I'm going to put a link to some of these videos here so that you can have access to them and do it. If you have not converted your BRP to an eVisa, you can use that expired BRP to do that. It also says that for travel to the UK, permits dated 31st of December 2024 or later will remain valid until at least 31st of March 2025. See, whether you have your eVisa or not, whether you have linked your passport to your eVisa or not, make sure you carry your BRP, your expired BRP, when you are traveling, especially if it expires on or after 31st of December 2024. He also says here that airlines will be told to accept them as an alternative to automative notification that the person has an eVisa and is allowed to board. So even if you don't have your eVisa, that's what I have understood from this. If you don't have your eVisa, but you have that expired BRP, you can actually present that expired BRP until 31st of March. But there's a clause that you must have an existing, right to live and reside in the UK, which means that your visa has not expired. And that is why they said in all cases, the person's underlying immigration permission needs to remain valid. Someone who lets their visa expire will not be able to rely on an old residence permit. It is not clear how long these transitional measures will last. Like I told you, we don't know how long it's going to last. Once phased out, people with expired residence permits may not be able to prove their legal status within the UK and might be denied boarding onto flights to the UK, even if they do not have valid immigration permission. It therefore remains very important to sign up for an eVisa. I've shared with you that if you are coming into the UK for the first time, just like many people have contacted me and told me that it's their first time coming to the UK, how can they get an eVisa? Because they've stopped issuing a BRP, what I would advise you to do is go and use your passport to create a UK VI account and then use it to confirm your identity using the UK Immigration ID Check app. That is how you can do it. I felt that it's so important that I shared this with you so that you can, have more confidence when you're traveling. I don't like the fact that many people are worried about traveling because they don't want to be stuck outside. There's the number available now. Once you have your eVisa, once you link your passport, once you create a share code, once you have your BRP, your expired BRP. I will even say that share code, make sure you have a screenshot or print it out while you're traveling so you don't forget it. Remember that you have to generate screenshot of that for both yourself and your partner. Sometimes you might be traveling with children, so it's always good to be organized before you travel. For now, this is a transitional period, which I don't know how long it will last before things become more stable and the eVisa digital system is up and fine. So just prepare yourself with all these things. I would also say that because the immigration requirements through the borders for different countries might be different. Remember that when you're coming from the Caribbeans, or maybe from Nigeria, or you're coming from India and Pakistan, it might be quite different for different carriers. And I will always say that you should check the immigration or the entry and exit requirement for these routes you want to use. In fact, on the government website, they said it's your responsibility to check this. And once you check it, the requirement might differ from one entry place to another. And what do you do to prepare yourself? Remember that visa email that you had, that visa approval email that you got from the Home Office? Print it and hold it. I just said that. Yes. Also, because of maybe they might ask you to show your eVisa at some borders, some, not all. Some places, just your passport detail, the kids in and everything's fine. But for some borders, they might say, show us your eVisa. And if your phone is dead, or it's your grandma or your mom that is coming and is not tech savvy, sometimes it's always good to print it and hold on to it while you're working on it. And also, I'm talking about, yes, your visa approval letter is always good to have a copy of that in case you're using an expired BRP and they said this is not enough, and maybe you don't have an eVisa, or you have an eVisa, I don't know. Just prepare all your documents for travel and make sure everything is correct. I wish you the best. I wish you the best in everything you do. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.